Don't forget that you can go down to the description below, download the session file for this video, and also the Future Bass SWUNG LFO preset that I created. All right, let's jump into the session. Welcome to Oscillator. I make tutorials about music production, sound design, mixing, and creativity in general. So if that's something you're interested in, you may want to consider subscribing to my channel. I'm a big fan of Future Bass. I love the sound design elements of it, and I love the sort of wonky rhythms to it. But one thing that really puzzled me for a long time is this swung rhythm that I would hear in certain pop songs or certain Future Bass songs. So here are a few examples. First, we have Astrid S, Such a Boy.
Don't be such a boy.
Here's another example, Body Language by Tennyson featuring Aloe Black. What these songs have in common is that pumping, pulsing LFO on those chords, but you will notice that the rhythm is swung, and this really puzzled me. How do we create a swung rhythm on the LFO? This is something you can do using the LFO tool by X4 Records, but it's not built in the same way in Serum. I want to be able to do this all inside Serum so that I can apply this LFO to the filters or to the wavetable position or any other parameter. So what if you want to have a swung rhythm in Serum? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. Here we are in our session, and I just have some simple chords programmed in and a simple drum beat. If I were to just put a simple 16th note LFO on this initialized patch, maybe drag it to the level, create a full range so that this first LFO is creating all of the movement. Put it on 16th notes. You get some of that Future Bass feeling to it, but the rest of my song is swung. A swing groove is characterized by every second beat being slightly behind the beat. So take a look at this swing 16th groove. You can see that every second and fourth beat is slightly behind the beat. That's what gives us that swung feel. And so we need to replicate that inside the LFO shape. And this is how we do it. Instead of having the rate at 1/16, let's change the rate to 1/8. And now instead of a single peak in the middle of this LFO shape, I need to have two peaks, one at the beginning and one in the middle, which will divide up this 1/8 rate into two, or 1/16. Let me show you what I mean. Let's bring this first peak way over to the left, right at the beginning, and now we need to have another peak in the middle here. So I'm just going to freehand this. Something like this. So now I have a peak in the beginning and a peak in the middle. Let's listen to that. So instead of the LFO doing one cycle, it's almost like we're dividing it up into two and having it do two cycles per 1/8 note rate. But instead of having the second peak in the middle like this, we need to move it over a little bit because that's what gives us the swung rhythm. In a 16th note swung groove, every second 16th note is slightly behind the beat. That's what gives it the swing. So if we move this second peak over, then we'll start to get that swung feel. And I'm just freehanding this to get the feeling that I want it to have. The distance past the middle section will determine the intensity of the swing. And then once we have the actual rhythm of this LFO that we like, then we can really sound design this whole preset and apply it to the filters or the wavetable positions or the pan or some of the effects. And we can really design our own preset to have the swung rhythm in this Future Bass style that matches the rest of the song. It's pretty cool. And then remember that if you like the LFO shape that you've created, you can also save this in your user library for future reference. Just click on this folder icon in the LFO editor, go down to Save Shape, and then you can save it in your own user presets.
Am I still streaming?
So to recap, in order to make the swung LFO Future Bass chords that we made in this video, all you have to do is reduce the rate of the LFO in half so that you have room in that LFO shape to create 2 peaks instead of 1. Then the second peak, just have it moved over slightly so that it gives you the swung rhythm. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. And if you want to watch a video about how to build a drum fill from scratch, you can check that one out right here. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.